Beloveds, the ego has a need for drama. The ego has a need for tune in next week. The ego has a need for, but what will happen here? If you were to lay aside the ego, you would remember everything. You would indeed remember, and there would no longer be suspense. There would no longer be drama, for you would know what would happen next and next and next. There is an egoic addiction to the drama, to the not knowing. It continues to perpetuate the egoic mind. When you allow yourself to relax back into the knowing and the remembering, you know, you know what to do next. You know what's going to happen. You know what takes you on the pathway that leads you back to the kingdom. But you have taken your earthly goods and tied them in a cloth and attached them to a stick, and you are strolling down the ways, the pathways of the egoic mind, and having this experience and that experience, and getting married and getting divorces and having affairs and having children die and having children live, and getting murdered and getting killed and murdering people and having wars and having an abundance of money and having poverty and having a lifetime where you are a pious monk and having a lifetime where you are a scandalous cad and everything in between. All of this is to adjudicate the boredom that you feel when you have made a decision to experience what it is to be other than the way that God created you. And you're like, well, this boring creation, it's not worth anything. Let me flush this one down the toilet and create something else. But beloveds, you already know, for you have designed everything, all of it, before you ever came into this incarnation. You know exactly what is going to happen next. But there is an aspect of the mind that says, I don't want to know. I don't want to remember. I want it to surprise me. How many of you love surprises? Well, the truth is, beloveds, there are no surprises. You've designed each and every moment, each and every reaction, each and every circumstance. All of this was created by the cosmic consciousness that said, I want to have an experience of every aspect of beingness possible. And then you were shattered into billions. We were shattered into billions and billions and billions, trillions, quadrillions of particles out into the universe to experience death and war and triumph and salvation and pain and misery and ecstasy and sex and ice cream and polio and diabetes and cancer and diseases and afflictions that you can't even imagine, the atrocities, wars, cosmic wars, galactic wars, planets being blown up, all of it, because there is a desire for drama. But beloveds, if you can bring yourself to a place of stillness and you want to treat yourself to pure ecstasy, you will allow yourself to fill your beingness with the love of God. For that is what it is filled with anyway. But you have turned it into mint chocolate chip ice cream and the most delicious pizza. And then the punishment of the body for the eating of the pizza. Beloved, what if you blessed the food that you ate and did not allow it to poison you? What if you blessed every being with whom you interacted rather than judging them and feeling that they would somehow hurt you or oppose you or afflict you? What if you blessed every marriage and said this marriage will go until this marriage is done? Why get married at all? Why be married? What is the purpose of marriage? What was the purpose of marriage? Beloveds, what is the purpose of anything other than for you to experience it with love? So if you are married, let that be loving. If you are divorced, let that be loving. If you are single, let that be loving. If you are coupled, let that be loving. If you are a mother or a father or a son or a daughter or a sister or a brother or a friend, let that be loving. If you are a murderer and a rapist and a pornographer and a child molester, let that be loving. And you say, how can you possibly love those things? And I say, how could you not? Everything that you have judged and said, this is sin, this is wrong, this should not be this way. There are people that enjoy what it is that you detest, what it is that you fear. How is that possible? You have said, this must not happen, this should not happen, I cannot have these feelings, and yet you feel them. I won't ever let myself feel that again, and yet you feel them. The attempt to hold them off, the attempt to stave them and keep them at bay and said, I must not feel this, I must not want to have sex with my child. I must not want to eat everything. I must not want to spend this money. I must not want to do anything. Beloveds, you already have, and you will. For you are meant to experience all of it without judgment, in a neutral state that allows you to say, only love is real. And you will be given opportunity again and again and again until it no longer is an issue for you. It no longer is anything that you say, I cannot and I must not and I will not experience this thing. I will fight against it. Good luck with that, beloveds. Embrace all with love. Embrace every instance, every nuance, because you are the one that has designed it. You are the one that has created it. You are the one that has brought it to you. Every voice that you hear is the voice of you speaking to yourself. So welcome the ones who criticize you, and understand that it is an aspect of your own frequency that judges yourself still, and love it and heal it. Welcome all of it, beloveds. When you can welcome every moment of your existence, you have stepped into a Christed mentality. There is no good, there is no bad, they go hand in hand, and it all exists in a neutral field, in a neutral state. And this is your path and this is your journey. And I am with you always. Blessings to you, beloved brothers and sisters. Have fun. Let there be joy. And laugh at yourselves. I do. Until we speak again.